Mason, can you try and work that out? So, in very short, what I would like to tell you guys about our school or experiences is that it is very diverse. We have a lot of cultures and international students that are coming here each year. Um, on top of that, we have not only electives that you can get on top of the classes, electives that presume, are different from what you do on every day with the course that you choose in the international business. For example, every day you have economics or finance or um, supply chain, for example. In the electives that you choose, thank you so much, Mason. In the electives that you choose, you can learn other languages. You can do other activities, for example, geography or art. And those electives are with students from all of the departments in Hogeschool Rotterdam. So people from the nursing school, from the engineering school, from the teaching school that we have, they're all coming to these um, electives. And so it enables, I don't know, Indian people, Russian people, all from all around the world, and we get to experience their culture, the way they think, and we become friends. And in the future, it's very helpful for us. Um, through networking or just become very good friends for the future. Um, yeah, this is a little bit of what I said. Some experiences. The good thing about our school is that we have a lot of clubs that you can join. For example, me and my son have been part since our first year into PR club. PR stands for Public Relations, and what we do there is basically all the events that are happening in the school. We are there to arrange them, to help them with organizing or supervising the event in itself. For example, internship events, exchange events, or whatever examples do you have, Mason, that we did last year or this year?
We help with the graduation, like registering the graduates, leading them to like the room they will get like the ceremony, getting their jackets. We also helped a lot with the open days, where we get to know like more of the prospective students, and they can ask us questions about how we think how the school is, what we like, what we don't like. And we also like as a students get to know like other students from for second year or third year, and now of course also from first year, and then you can like make connections through that way.
Yeah. And not only we have the PR, which is a very, very good club to join since the first year. You can actually do it in all 4 years while you're at school. It doesn't matter if you're a third year or fourth year or second year, you can join whenever you want, but mostly people start joining from their first and second year because maybe like in the third and fourth year you're doing your exchange and internship, you're gonna be mostly abroad. But if you're not, and if you're here in the Netherlands, of course you can still remain a part of the team and join and do the activities and events that we have. Some other clubs that there are, it's the HP program, which is honors program. Me and Maysam are in it as well, and some of the requirements are that the first year students that just finished their first year can apply, because the program in itself is 3 years long, because you need 20 credits to finish it. So in those 3 years, you have to accumulate those 20 credits. Besides those requirements when entering, for you to, write a motivation letter, some to have some letters from some teachers, you also need to have the credits necessary. In HP program, we have specific projects that we can choose to make. Either you create your own gardening, community gardening, or you create your own app, and on those hours that you work, you get credits that are added to those 20 credits that you have to have in those 3 years. Also, you have volunteering. You get the chance to go to some study trips abroad. Right now, some of our colleagues are in Barcelona for a study trip, and they're very excited, and they're doing some researching. They're meeting a lot of new people, and they get to know the project even more. And after they finish the trip, they need to present a research paper on what they did, so that they can get credits, basically. um, Mason, can you elaborate more?
What they tell us at HP is the relationship is built on trust. So we can ourselves like put like the hours in, but we need to have some kind of evidence, like some pictures that we there at certain events for the HP program, or that we or like that we actually worked on it, like interviews with people if you had them, or just if you went what we did to like Orega to for something, we need to have some pictures to show that we were actually there, and uh, is optional. It's every Tuesday for the second, third, and fourth year. Um, and yeah, it's like one credit you need to work 28 hours for it, if I remember correctly. I think that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, and not only that, you can create, the uni will go through that with this. What do you mean by that question? Are you referring to exchange or internship, or both of them? Oh, you mean the HP?
Yeah, I think she does.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so it's not obligatory for you. It's like I said, it's a club. You can join if you want to. It's not mandatory. It's just a better option. I mean, it's a plus for you. It looks very good on the CV, but you also create a lot of connections. But regarding the program in itself, yeah, it is 3 years long. I mean, you cannot finish it earlier or later. It's just 3 years, and you have to have the 20 credits. I hope that answered your question. If not, just say it again or say another question. Okay. Well, tell me again exactly what you want to know, and we'll explain it. In Yeah, is if somebody wants to ask another question as well, they're more than welcome to type in the chat.
For Vera, okay. So for the HP program in the first year, They will introduce us to the HP program, and then students can decide if they want to join or not. And then in the second year, when you join the PR in the HP team, you have like weekly meetings with everybody in your year who does HP, and then the HP coaches. They will every block it's has a different theme. So the first block was how to make Rotterdam a better place. Second and third block are voluntary work. So you can choose yourself if you want to actually do those assignments. And if you don't do that, you don't get credits, but you can also do additional assignments. You can come up with yourself, or that you just and they have some certain activities, and then you can sign up for those. So it's not mandatory to really do it, like the themes that they chose for us. But if you don't do it, you don't get the credits for those themes, and then you need to do additional work beside that. I hope that answers your question.
And for Nada, it says, can you get the credits in another way?
HP stands for honors program.
Okay, you're welcome. And to answer Nada, the HP credits are on top of what you're doing for school, so they're not really connected to the schoolwork that you do. The IB program, you have to have those 60 credits per year doing your exams or assignments that the teachers give you. HP is something extracurricular that you do, so they're on top of those 60 credits. They're basically additional work outside of school, but still working with the school. You're welcome. Sam, I wanted to ask, if I live in another country that has 11-year education, is mandatory to start 1 year foundation program. Um, well, I'm not entirely sure, but I think if at the end of your 11th year, if you have the international baccalaureate or the final exam, and you have the diploma of the end, when you end high school, uh, then you can enter the university. I hope that's correct, my son, if I'm not wrong.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. And for Vera, Mason, do you want to answer that?
Sure. Okay. So from first year to pass to second year, you need 39 to 40 credits, and you get like a positive recommendation to go through to second year. However, you need to get those credits that you didn't get in the first year, like you have to resit those assignments, exams, those kind of things in the second year of school. And if you want to go abroad, then you need to have your produce from the first year, and you need to for exchange, you need the 18 credits from the first semester, and to go, I think, internship, then you need the full 120 credits for, so the full credits for the first 2 years.
Yeah, so I'll just explain very briefly for you guys what is happening for us. So, in what situation we are right now. So, because some people, got their propedeusis, their first year diploma, some didn't. We are right now in the stage where we're choosing what we want to do first in our third year. Either we want to start with internship or we need to start with exchange. But because our class is international, for example, like I said, I am from Romania, so I'm an international student. Maysan is Dutch, so she's from here. There are two different rules. For Maysan, because she's Dutch, she has to do a year abroad in China, and because she wants to do internship there as well, she needs to start with exchange and then internship. So she's gonna stay for a year. For me, for example, and this applies to everybody who's international, doesn't matter of the country you want to go to, doesn't matter of the language or specialization you choose. Because you're international, yes, you do need to go when you're commerce, you do need to go abroad for exchange, but you are allowed to just stay 6 months abroad and do your internship in another country. Or, for example, like myself, I'll stay here in the Netherlands um, for 6 months, and then in my second half of the third year, I'll just go to China and do my exchange. So, like I said, for the Dutch people, it is necessary for you guys to go a year abroad if you're in commerce, and if you're international, you can just go 6 months abroad, depending on the specialization that you choose.
If you're Dutch, yeah. If you, every class is in English,
Yeah.
but because Hogeschool Rotterdam is a Dutch university, the different, like, our course is fully in English, but other courses will be in Dutch. So if you sign up for certain electives, they will be in Dutch, but they will specify it in the description if it's in Dutch or English, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So yeah, like May said, all the courses are gonna be in English because it's that's how our program is. Um, but electives can be in English or in Dutch, depending how you would like to choose and what type of elective you want to do. Can an international person do exchange and internship? Yes, they need. Okay, internship, we have three types of things. We have internship, exchange, and minors. Internship is the mandatory one, so you have to do that regardless of what specialization you have, what language you chose. Mandatory. Internship is mandatory. What you can do now is either if you're in marketing, supply chain, organization in change, you can do internship exchange or internship minor if you do not want to go to another country, let's say. If you want to stay in the Netherlands, you can, or just simply go to a country in Europe or outside, you can either do internship exchange or internship minor. Exchange and internship are basically the same thing. You're still going to another university to learn a different subject. But when it comes to commerce, like ourselves, we need to, it is necessary for us to do exchange and internship because we chose an upper intermediate language, either Asian or European upper intermediate language. Um, for Asian languages are it's the beginners basically, but because they're hard languages, they're sending, it's an opportunity for us to be sent there to learn the language even better and to understand the culture better.
Commerce is a specialization that you could choose in second year.
What do we learn with commerce? Basically, in short, at every specialization that you choose, you're still gonna learn bits from the other ones. So in commerce, we're still learning a bit of supply chain or a bit of marketing or a bit of operation and change. But what we do mainly is right now in our second year creating our own small businesses. We are creating our own product and buy it from another country, doing its logistics and supply chain uh, with partners from all around the world, and then sending it here into the Netherlands market and sell it basically. Mason, would you like to elaborate more what we do to with commerce?
With commerce, It's actually kind of a combination of the other three specializations, actually. So you will like market the product, you will learn to handle with HRM, so human resource management. So you will learn how to work with other people from other cultures, other personalities, traits, and those kind of things. And you, like Dia says, you need to uh, do the supply chain from another country to the Netherlands. I don't know if there's anything more to add.
No, on short, that's very good. Is the level of English on exams, etc., very advanced, or is it average English enough to get through the study? So, when you're coming to the university, you do have to come with an English diploma, um, and yes, the you do have to speak a good level of English to uh, take the exams, because you do have to write a lot. It has to be detailed, and you're gonna have some English exams like B and C that um, are, you know, in the spectrum of business English. When it comes to business English, you do have to speak clearly, uh, and you have to use some advanced words that in normal day-to-day life you're not using. And if you don't know them or you didn't study them, it's going to be a little harder when writing assignments or research papers. So I would say, even if you have uh, momentarily an average level of English, when you come here to the university, you're gonna become advanced with your speaking skills, because you're every day surrounded by English speaking people, and even your professors are speaking to you in English nonstop. So you're gonna advance very quickly when you come here.
Um, by the way, but even though if I'm a Dutch student and I think that we learn in like high school and middle school, if you did that well, like then it will be easier to understand what you have to do. Like in the and of course, we get like English classes every week about then professional English, and then for that you have to write assignments, those kind of stuff, and then that will also help. And actually just use Grammarly, and that will also be good.
What percentage of the course in year one is exams versus coursework? Okay, in first year, you're gonna do very general theory from all of the specializations. And because the year one is focused more on you getting to know the theory, you're gonna have exams in written exams in block one, two, and three. But on top of those exams, business exams, you have the language exams from the language that you choose in the beginning of the year, plus some assignments, either for English or for personal development. And in the fourth block, you're not going to have an exam, but you're going to have a big business paper that you're going to report that you have to write. From the second year, the only exams that you're going to have are the language exams, and the rest are just, research papers or whatever assignments you have to do. It However, in block 2 right now we do have a small exam that you have, but it's not that big of an exam, so you don't have to be scary about it. um Misan, you get the other one.
Oh, oh, wait, sorry. You don't need to pass any exams to enter the university. What I do remember from when we had to enter, as Dutch students, we had to do like a little course ish something to kind of get to know if the course will be the right fit for you. the, I don't know if, I think it was called the study check. And aside, you also need to do an interview with one of the teachers, and they will ask you some questions about you and how you are as a person, what your interests are, and based on that, they will look if this school will be a good fit with you for you. But that will only be an advice, and they cannot reject you for that. And about that score, I
Um,
don't know
I
actually.
would answer that because
Okay,
I'm not sure if it applies for you, Mason, or not.
don't
But
think so.
um, for international students, when coming to the university, yes, you do have to come with a Cambridge certificate or IELTS or 12, and it has to be IELTS and 12, if I remember correctly, has to be above 6, and Cambridge has to be a C1. But more on those scores, you can find them on the Rotterdam University of Applied Sciences website, and just look there more carefully, see exactly if the scores change or not. Me personally, I took the IELTS the year before, so in my 12th grade, before sending my documents. That's when I took my IELTS, and I had, I think, like 7 or 8. I don't remember exactly, but as long as it's above 6 and it's a C1 level, B2 C1, it's good to go.
You want to take the next question?
Okay, sure. Um, so year one sounds like a tough year. 39 to 6. No, 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 no. It had the credits for you to pass year one. Uh, I mean, each year they kind of change. Last year it was 44. So the minimum for you to pass was either 40 or 44.
I think 40.
40?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I said, each year uh, they change, so we can just tell you from our own experience what we went through. Okay. um Housing.
I live at home, so I don't know about that.
Okay. Okay, yeah. I'll tell you a bit more about it then. We do have within our university, we do have some campuses that are in the Kralingsen zone neighborhood where the university is. um, Usually the site opens, you're gonna get an email asking to see when I mean, if you'd like to join the website to see if you can get housing or not. The website usually opens in June, um, and for it opens first for non-European students. So the non-European students have the first priority, if I can say like that, to get a housing at one of our campuses. And a few days later, it opens for us Europeans, and we basically get what it's left. I do recommend from personal experience. Yes, do try and find through the website that we offer from the campus, because it is such a lovely place. I've stayed there for 6 months in my first year, and I would say it's been an amazing experience because I've never left in a campus before, never been outside of my country uh, with the education before, and so it was completely different. I made so many good friends that I consider family now. And yeah, besides the website, I always recommend to the students and their parents to look on our website and write housing websites, and you'll see a very big list of sites that uh, we recommend are good for you to look on, and try to look on those as well, but with a few months before you come. The okay, there are multiple campuses, but we have one in the Kralingen zone, where the university, the Rotterdam University of Applied Sciences, Rotterdam Business School. That's one. We have another one which is called um, the Erasmus International House. Another one which is called Robert, and yeah, they're all very close to each other. And to go to the university, it's either 5 minute walk or 10 to maximum 20-minute walk. Uh, yes, yes, I can. May, if you can answer the other questions while
Okay,
I
quite
write.
the schedules. Okay, so the classes will be scheduled between 9 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. Um, but they don't normally give 9 to 5 because then they will be crazy and think we don't have lives. So they don't do that. So you have classes between 9 and 5, and then you have a break from 12 to 12:30, if I remember correctly. And for electives, they will be start there can be starting at 8:30 in the morning till 10 something, I don't remember. And then you also have in the afternoons from 5 till 6:30, and from 6:30 to 8, if I remember correctly. You have 4 days a week classes, and then one day you can like study at home, but normally people don't use it to study. They normally use it to like relax or to like do part-time jobs too, so they have more money and those kind of things. I don't know. I don't know if you have to add something. Rotterdam itself is pretty international and a big city. I think every Friday there will be somewhere a party. On Thursdays, it's drinking mostly for students. So, and yeah, I don't know about how you feel as an international, Dea, living in Rotterdam.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I honestly, yeah, I first thought that I will integrate very slow, but yeah, it was quite a change because I've never been abroad, like I said, with the education. Um, wait a second, I'm just sending the message. Okay, perfect. Um, yeah, it was very different, but when coming here, Rotterdam is very international, and I got to speak even my native language. Like I hear Romanian, I hear it everywhere, and I was perplexed at first. I was so confused. I was like, why am I hearing my language here so much? But I got used to it within the first weeks. I made so many friends, even with strangers or with people from my local store. They're very nice. They'll help you if you have any problem. Um, yeah, transport here is amazing. Um, I can get through cities very easily, like within half an hour. I can go through from Rotterdam to Den Haag or to Utrecht with the train just in half an hour. It is amazing. Other than housing, approximately monthly budget idea. Well, it is really, I would say, really depends on how much you spend on the rent because it's based on luck, as I see it everywhere. You can either find something with 300 euros or something 600 euros or 700 euros. So it really depends on the rent. But if we don't take rent into consideration monthly with transport, fun stuff to do, and all that, I would say you can live pretty comfortably with 5 to 6.
I don't know. I live at
Yeah,
home.
I mean that's for me personally. Uh, while I was living at the campus, I was living even with 400, because besides the rent. So I was giving more money, to be honest, on transport because I was just going everywhere. But regarding the stores, I was going to uh, Lidl or Aldi or Dirk, which are cheap, and I was saving up a lot of money. And yeah, I didn't spend that much money, to be honest. But like I said, it really depends on you and your personal interests, to say the least. If you want to eat out more, of course, it's gonna cost you more. But if you cook at home and you like to be more of a DIY person, it is more cheaper that way. But if you want to see, tips and tricks of how we find these places, you can always go to our Instagram pages. For example, wait, I'll just go to the last slide for a second.
Mhm.
Yes, okay, you can find tips and tricks on the student ambassadors page, an international student to us, or you know we have videos that we do. You can message us there, and we'll answer it as fast as possible. And yeah, as a question, just message there. Um, and yeah, regarding message or call the admission team if you guys do want to like take a picture so you can have it in your phones and not forget it. And what do we have here? Oh yeah, we also have QR codes. This is the website, and these are the Instagram pages. Mason, you can start with that. You can start with the question.
But do you mean as going studying at the school or like student life? Because those are pretty different things. However, I have a comment on Dea what you said about transport. For what I know, Dutch students could apply for free transport, so they can travel during the weeks or during the weekends for free. And if you graduate in like I think 10 years, then it will be a gift from the government to you. And if you graduate later than 10 years, then you have to pay those back. And I know for internationals, they can also apply for it, but or they need to pay a monthly something
No, we have to work.
or work. I think it is now 32 hours a month,
Yeah,
and then they can apply for student finance and student free transports,
yeah.
and that's really handy. I don't pay actually now for like transport, so if I graduate in 10 years, I will be fine, and I have like less expenses. And studying Rotterdam and those kind of things for myself, I would have gone out more a little bit, but it was really difficult because I was a minor in my first year. So when my friends were going out drinking, going to bar clubs, that was sometimes a little bit unfortunate that I couldn't go with them, but they still like tried to ask me to come out with me. Um, and maybe I would have like started with my assignments earlier, so I would have less stress and those kind of things. But I'm pretty content about my life, how I did last year, and of course, I made some mistakes, but then I can learn from them. So that's also really good. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I would say for me it would be I don't regret coming here. I love it with all my heart. It's been a want of mine for many years to study abroad, and when I finally got the approval for my father to be, yeah, you can go and study abroad if you want. I'm like, yes, now it's my time. And I've applied very fast, did all the documents, all that, and came here. And my parents can see how happy I am and how focused I am on what I do, and they're very proud of me, and they can see that I excel and I try to be my best version here. And what I consider that it's the biggest thing that helped me. If I wouldn't have moved here to the Netherlands, I wouldn't have become the person I am now. More confident, more outspoken, um, more open-minded than I was in my country. But I do regret not seeing my family as often or be with them in their birthday or milestones. But that's something that you need to take into consideration while coming here. It's a sacrifice, but it's a sacrifice for yourself and your future and family.
Do I need to answer other questions?
Yeah, you can do that.
I will first answer by fair because that's really easy. So what I know, the international students do go back for the Christmas break. So for the Christmas break, we have 2 weeks. But the week before Christmas, we have online classes, so the international students can choose to go back earlier, and then the flights will be cheaper than if you fly for Christmas. And they will also go back for the summer break or go abroad to like hang out with friends, go to like Italy or Ibiza, I don't know. And sometimes if a person is like very confident about their grades, they will go back through in during the other holidays too. But most of them also stays here in the Netherlands so they can work, like hang out with their Dutch friends, those kind of things. And the question about Nada, she's asking if how practical or theoretical our school is.
Okay.
So second year is applying a lot of the theoretical parts into practical things because, as we mentioned before, we have to for commerce we have to start a company, and I think as for all the specializations, second year is more practical. First year it is, I will say, 30 or 40% practical and 60 to 70% theoretical because they want to learn you the basics of business and those kind of things. And I think during second and third block you have to write reports. That's a lot of theoretical, but you kind of need to apply it. And I don't know how to, so like that. I don't know if you have something else about it, Andrea.
Yeah, guys, my name is Alexandra as well. So, just so you know, yeah, in my opinion, what makes us different from the other universities is that yes, we do theoretical stuff, but we apply them. Other universities, like the research, they just do the reading and writing part, and that's it. They don't apply it and they don't put it into realities, I would say, like that. For us, we start very easy from the first year to do that, and then strong from the second year with either our own company or our own projects. And we have a lot of students that started their own businesses while being in school. And not only that, they ask their own teachers for help because our teachers come from very big companies, or they had their own companies, or they still have their own companies. For example, I had last year a teacher that worked at Tesla for a few years, another one at Google. My other teacher, for example, had his own business, very successful one to say the least. And then he came and decided to be a teacher and teach us. And it is amazing to see all that experience. and all that devotion that they have for their subject. Um, Sorry, I didn't catch. So, if you're an international student, it is not necessary for you to work as an international student. I personally, in my first year, did not work. But if you want to get free traveling, in order to have free traveling, you do have to work 32 hours.
Not a
But
week. I think it's a month.
yes, no, a month,
Yeah, because
32
they
hours
said
a month.
like in a week, and it's like no.
No, 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 of course not. A month. Um, and when it comes to getting a loan from the government for yourself, you can apply even if you're not working. But you have to give them some documents regarding yourself and your financial status. Do you think it's worth moving to Rotterdam? Well, Mason, you can take this one because you live.
I personally don't live in Rotterdam. I live in the area, so for me, traveling to school is like an hour. And sometimes it's like a bummer if like if friends are hanging out and they're asking, "Hey, do you want to join us?" And if I'm looking like, "Oh, then I have to travel like for a little while. Is that worth it?" So it's kind of double. I don't know how you live in for so. They I don't know how you feel about that because you live also close by and those kind of things.
Yeah, now that I moved outside of Rotterdam. So basically, I live in Spijkenisse. So I do 40 minutes by metro, but luckily it takes me directly to school because next to the school we have the metro, we have buses, we have trams. But I would say that yes, it is a bit tedious to wake up earlier to, see the darkness when you go to school. But I can, get into the metro and start either practicing for the language that I do, or read some stuff before class, or enjoy a music or a book. So in a way, it's worth it, in my opinion. And I also have a lot of classmates and friends that live very far from the school, and they still commit to that travel.
Yeah. And about the partying life, like they said, a lot of our classmates or like, people who also study here, they don't live close by. I know that they will like if there's a party and they really want to attend, they will commit to those long travel. But they're also like for Dutch students, they're like, why should we move? I can live at home for free. I have here my parents or like family, and they will pay for my food, drinks. I have a good home and those kind of things. So it's a really double also as a Dutch student who still lives at home. So yeah,
Yeah. um Medical help and
I don't
doctor
know
and
that one.
dentist.
You take it.
Well, you have to have an insurance, either, um I mean, when you come here, it is best if you have an insurance from your own country first. But when you go to apply to a GP, general practitioner, you have to have a Dutch insurance. That's what I've done, and um, what basically every person that I know did. They made a Dutch insurance, and then they found a general practitioner that's near where they live. And yeah, they set up an appointment to see if they have, available spaces or not. It really depends on the site you look at, because uh, what I did personally, I've applied, and then I also applied to the government to give me some of those money back. And so basically I pay less for the specific insurance. But you do have to try and look at multiple to see which one is more suitable for you. And they're different. If you work or not, those insurance are different, and you have to look very carefully at which one you choose.
I don't know if uni has one.
I am not sure, but I would say look on our website because we have all the information there. Uh, Try and look there. If not, like I said, just message us on the international student page or send an email to the Koya, and we'll try to answer your question as fast as possible. No questions? Okay, that means we're good. Okay. um, we plan to attend one day.
Yeah,
Yes. That's for example, I am also a student ambassador with my other three colleagues. Their name is are Roxana, Maria, and Jenny, and we are the student ambassadors. Yeah, that's the photo right there where the bridge is. um, if you'd like to have a tour with your parents to see the university, message the international uh, student email or the Koya email. And we can set up a tour, an hour a day, and for you to come so we can show you around if you'd like. You're welcome. May, do you want to get that one?
I think they are paid by semester. Or you can choose if you pay your semester and per school year,
Yes,
but I'm not
you
sure.
okay. So there are two options. You either pay in full or you choose to pay in fees. If you choose to pay the full amount, um the full amount is going to be taken around mid September. If you choose to get in different fees, then each month the specific amount is going to be taken from your account, starting with September.
That's a question to you.
Well, I after I left the campus, I've moved in another apartment in the center of Rotterdam. I studied there for another 6 months, but I couldn't stay with registration. And because I really needed registration again, even though that I had um, my documents from the municipality and all that, I still wanted the to be registered in case I wanted to start working. And I had to find something stable. So the only option I had to look for an entire year with my friend, we found a house, and we're three people, and we live outside of Rotterdam. But like I said, because we have the metro and a lot, I mean, all of the metros, A, B, C, and D, come to Kralingen, it is very accessible for everybody. So I was very happy to find this opportunity, and I took it with my friend.
There's not a question I don't know about that one.
I
because
cannot tell you either, to be honest.
because I do know that at the moment Rotterdam has the most murders in the Netherlands.
Don't say that.
Last year was Amsterdam, but Rotterdam is of course wants to be better now. But what I do know around our school area is pretty safe. I've never been scared. Like sometimes we have to leave around 6. One time I left around 8. So in those times I was not scared to walk home, even though I was alone. I think sometimes it was not scary because there are like lamplight, there's like and those kind of things. So
Yeah,
in
myself, I've never been scared here. I felt so safe. But I do recommend, it is known all around Rotterdam that the south part is a bit dangerous. But our university and the center and all that, they're not in the south part, so you don't have to worry. It is very safe. When I lived in Rotterdam, uh, in the city center, I used to go out just walking at night so much, and I felt so safe. So you don't really have to be scared of that. It was quite hard. You do have to stay and be very fast when the site opens. But it really depends on your luck and how fast you are, because they go quite fast.
do I need to answer the other question?
Yes, you do.
Okay. So the reason why I chose Rotterdam over the other places, one, I actually really want to live at home because I was pretty young when I started. Uh, so that was mostly like, oh yeah, I don't want to move out yet. Second, I know in the Netherlands there's a shortage of housing, and I didn't want to like struggle with finding a house, so that's why I also didn't choose Maastricht or Tilburg. And third reason, I do know that Rotterdam, like our IB, is the only course that combines a business together with Asian languages. So that was for me like, yes, I want to go there because I really want to study an Asian language. And I think we're also the only one who give languages in total, but I'm not sure about the facts.
Yes, we um, are the only university in the Netherlands that offers so many languages
Yeah, that's true.
and Asian languages on top of that.
I hope that answered your question.
Are there any other specific questions that you'd like to ask? Okay, two of them. um,
I don't know how you feel about how hard it is to live in the Netherlands, but in the Netherlands they speak a lot of English,
yeah.
especially in Rotterdam and Amsterdam. And I know from my international friends that they do get like for 3 blocks, 2 blocks in the first year and 1 block in second year Dutch as an elective. So they will get taught like basic Dutch, and they will ask me like, hey, how do you pronounce this word, or the heck is this kind of rule, like I don't understand it, or how do you pronounce this word. And then other times they will just complain about the language.
Yeah. Yeah, it's at first it was a bit strange uh to hear them to hear my colleagues talking around me, and laughing and making jokes and all that, and me not understanding nothing. But like I said, like Mason said, everybody speaks in English, so I didn't feel that left out because they explain and all that. But over time, living here for a year and a half already and taking Dutch classes with the school, as well, and having a Dutch group friend and all that, it helped me a lot with my listening skills. So when I go outside, even if I don't speak it that good, and I have a very, very bare minimum level of pronouncing and speaking, I do understand quite a lot of things in Dutch because I spent so much time with my Dutch friends and Dutch people. And even there are specific times when they start speaking in Dutch and they don't realize that, and they switch in English, and I tell them don't switch because it helps me with the listening. And yeah, that's basically uh an advantage, you know. Any other advantage? Is there a date when housing opens, please? I don't know the specific date. It changes each year, but they always open in June. So just keep your ears and eyes open and stay, you know, tuned on those emails that you get from the school, because they will update you and they will tell you. So don't stress about that. But like I said, in the meantime, before those um, um, sites open, like SSH, um, try and look on the websites, like student housing or housing anywhere, or other type of websites. But look on our site and see the list that we provide there.
You
You,
want to answer the
you can
question?
start.
Oh, I can start.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I do is like their planning is not the best at our school, unfortunately. So now, for example, if I want to like already prepare for like some things for like couple of weeks further, like I want to work in advance, they don't have those presentations yet, so I cannot prepare myself. Or if I want to look when the exams are next block, I cannot see them yet. So like those little things, like planning wise, they can be better, but that's I think my only flaw at the moment.
I do consider that that's at every university when it
That
comes
is true.
to uh, the PowerPoints. But if you do ask the teacher about what you have to study and all that, they will be more gladly to explain. Um, is there anything negative about this study? Something we should know before we choose this? Um, hmm, what I would say? I
It's too
think,
many now.
huh?
Too many negative things.
No, 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 no,
No,
no.
no, is that true?
Um, I would say that it really depends on the way you study. Um, some teachers are more keen on you attending every lecture, even if it's important or not that important. And some lecturers, they don't really care if you come or not. Um, but as long as you study and take your exams and they see that you're a good student, even if you come to classes or not, they won't have that of a bigger problem with you.
Can you read what they said in the second sentence?
Not really.
Oh, they say like be honest.
Well, I am being honest. That's my opinion.
No.
Oh, you're very welcome. Don't even worry. Like I said, if you have any more questions, message us on Instagram, and we're more than welcome to like talk with you and explain more.
But we have like I do remember from last year. I don't know if they will do it this year.
Yes. Sorry. One
We have
second.
meeloopdagen. Like they can attend with us to classes. I don't know if they will do this again this year, but
Yes, it
I
was
do recommend that to like
the tag
see.
along
Yeah, tag
thing.
along. do attend those. Like if you have time and if you're curious, like if you think, oh, I really want to go to study, do join those, try to join those. And then you can actually see like maybe for first year or second year how it goes. And like you can ask like the other students who are not in the PR team questions on everything and those kind of stuff. So yeah, I think those are really great. So aside from attending the open days and asking questions,
And
um,
also, you can come to tours
true.
that we provide the student ambassadors on one-on-one conversations that you have with us. So you can choose those as well. Yes, it
Yeah,
is quite tricky.
the Dutch students is better.
Yeah, there are when international students come here, usually they come 2 3 days and go to multiple universities, and that's why they made that window and they came with their parents because they are looking around basically. Yeah, yeah, but that's why we're doing this online open days and student experience. So even if you cannot attend physically, you can still ask questions or whatever interests you have. You're more than welcome.
Yeah, you too.
I hope you have a lovely day, and thank you for coming and attending and give us questions. Okay. Uh, is questions left or in, in the next 5 minutes, if not there are no more questions, I think we can end the um, live. And I hope everybody enjoyed it. We're still gonna be here to see if somebody had some questions, but yeah.
I think it's everybody.